Hey there, guys. Sorry, I've been throwing a few videos at you. I was planning on doing this one over the next couple days or whatever, but I saw Greg's video saying, "Oh, contest ends tonight at midnight." So I was actually trying to do something a little bit fancier with a couple pictures and videos and stuff spliced in here, but I guess that ain't gonna happen. And honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna make that midnight deadline, because as long as it takes for these videos to upload, I'm on the road right now, and I do all the stuff through my phone, and then it takes, you know, forever to upload through the phone. And if I don't make the cutoff, that's all right. You know, it's a good contest idea, and I wasn't able to watch everybody's video so far, so I don't know if other people have already touched on some of the things I was going to mention. But I imagine that you're having your contest, and the question that you're asking is probably because, you know, you guys are with Big Star Cigar starting as a new shop. You're probably looking for ideas of what would be good to implement at the Big Star Cigar shop. So I will first say, Frank, congratulations on 100 subs. That's a big one right there. That's a big one. That's a pretty pretty awesome butts choking pipe y'all got there too. And 10 cigars from your humidor. Very cool, very generous of you. So on to the question. What would we like in a cigar slash pipe shop? What do we think makes a good store? Now, I'm going to share with you some experiences that I've had from different pipe shops, different places I've been around the country, and some of the things that I've experienced that I've really enjoyed that is unique to a few different shops. First one is the original shop that I went to when I first started smoking. I lived in Florida. This was a good old boy in Newport Richey, and from what I heard from Jonesy Pipes, I guess he's still there. But he's there very infrequently. This is, you know, 10-15 years ago. I used to go see him, and he was an old dude then. So now he's I'm surprised he's still around, actually. But I guess he's trying to sell the shop or something. Or anyway. His shop, it was a small shop, and it had a small humidor and a few pipes on the walls, and his jars of, you know, bulk tobacco that he had for the pipes. But he had a small room in the back, and for being such a small shop, he did have something that, you know, even a lot of the bigger shops that I've been to, this is the only place I've ever seen this. He kept in his back room, he had some a few little things like a buffing wheel and whatnot, and he would he'd clean your pipe up for you if you brought it into him. My very first Peterson I bought was an estate pipe at an antique shop, and I brought it to him, and I think like for $5 or something. He took it in the back room and cleaned it up real good, and sterilized it and buffed it up, and that was it. So like where I go to now at Strauss, they do pipe repairs and pipe refurbishing and that kind of stuff, but it's all done through somebody off-site that they send their stuff to, and it gets shipped back, and you're waiting, you know, a few weeks here and there, whatever. And you know, you don't have to get too elaborate to have in shop. I mean, you know, you don't have to get like pipe repairs and that kind of stuff, but even just having in the back room a little buffing wheel You know, somebody can bring in one of their old pipes, or even a newly acquired estate pipe or something, and put on that buffing wheel for a couple minutes and shine it up, make it look real nice. So that was one thing that I really liked about that shop. Plus the fact that he was an old timer and he'd been smoking for a long time, and I learned a lot of what I know about pipe smoking from him. His name was Lou. He's a cool dude. So that's number one. Number two. Now this one, I don't know that you guys would be able to implement this at Big Star Cigar, but it's something that I liked. It's a place that I found. You may have seen the video that I did about the Havana House, and that's in, is it Warren or Warrenton, Ohio? Anyway, they're a cigar shop slash a beer store, and they have like over 800 different microbrews and import beers and all kinds of little fancy beers. And you buy a beer there, when you can actually drink it in their store while you're smoking and drinking in the same shop, and I really enjoyed that. Now that's as far as you guys in a new store with Big Star and stuff. I don't even know if that's an option with what Tennessee's laws are and stuff. I think in their situation they were like grandfathered in or something, so I don't even know if that's something option. And that's a whole, having to acquire a liquor license and all kinds of, that's probably more hassle than it's worth. However, I have seen, like I went to Boda Pipes in Greenville, South Carolina, and they had a little, like a little coffee bar there. And that's something that's not too much of a hassle, and you don't have to worry about liquor license and stuff. But to have some kind of something that's available while you're smoking in the shop. At Strauss, they have a little, like a little cooler where they have a couple different bottled sodas and stuff that you can get, and that's nice. But I think maybe like a little coffee bar type thing. That would be a little bit classier, a little touch of something nice that you can enjoy while you're smoking your pipe, beyond just a bottle of Coke, Alright. And that now brings me to our local shops that I go to now in the Cincinnati area. The biggest one is Strauss. You've probably seen the videos we've done with Strauss and whatever, and I'll tell you about that in a second. But the other one, it's actually up in Cincinnati, is called Carousel, and it's a little tiny shop. But the one thing that I like about that place that a lot of the shops I've gone to don't offer, a small handful do, but a lot of them don't. They actually offer, they sell estate pipes there. So we just bought a couple weeks ago a couple of Petersons there that were estate Petersons for either $40 or $45 a piece. So you can as far as estate pipes go, you can get some really good pipes for really good prices. But a lot of guys, they try and find some deals or whatever, like on eBay or that kind of thing. But to actually have that available in your local shop, where you can go and they have a case or mounted on the wall or whatever, where they have a bunch of estate pipes, and you can actually inspect the pipe and look at it and see if it's something that you want to buy, instead of trying to guess from pictures on the internet and stuff. So I think having estate pipes available in a shop is it's kind of a unique thing. Some shops do it, but a lot of them don't. So I know it's a hassle. I know it's a pain in the butt to be involved in that, and it's maybe not worth the return for the money, a little bit of money that you could make from it. It might not even be worth it. But for me, it's worth it to drive up to Carousel to go, you know, when they've got some. That was one of Skipsy's first pipes was an estate pipe from Carousel. You can find some real gems that way, you know. And Strauss just they don't do estate pipes. They just don't do it. And even though they're only 10 minutes up the road from us, it's worth the drive for us to go up to Carousel when they have a couple of Petersons sitting there for $45, you know. So that's what I like about that shop. Now it brings me to the final observation in Strauss. Now, I think that a very big part of a smoking shop is it's more than just a place to be able to go and buy your smoking needs. It's also a place to gather and to be able to just, you know, it's a place to hang. It's a place for the guys to get together and smoke. And so in our local area, there's a good handful of guys that are YouTube guys, and you know, and you've seen the videos. We like to get together every once in a while, and especially with all the smoking laws and stuff now, you can't go to like a bar or a pub or something like that and actually sit together and smoke. I mean, some of the places have like patios where you can do that, but it seems like the smoke shop is much more of a I mean, it's obviously much more smoker friendly, and it's a great place for all of us to kind of get together and hang out. Now, the other day I was at Strauss and I was talking to Matt, the guy that works there at Strauss, and he was telling me about the old store in Florence, the old Strauss store, and the new store, and the difference between the old store and the new store. And he and Tim, the other guy that works there, they actually had some input as to how the new store was laid out. And the original plans were for they were going to have like a smoking lounge area kind of up front and the humidor tucked in the back. And they actually switched that around. So the humidor is up front when you first come in, and the smoking lounge is back in the back. And he said that the reason they did that at the old store, because it was very tight quarters in there, and it was like when you first walked in, there were like 3 kind of big well, not recliner, but like lounge chairs, and then off along the window there were a few smaller chairs. And especially like on a Saturday, that area would fill up real quickly. And then the problem was when people would walk into the store, the first thing, you know, it's like you're walking into this group of people that you have to kind of interrupt what's going on to be able to even get in the store. And it turned a lot of people off. And I'll tell you from my own experience, I went to a shop in Manassas, Virginia, in a mall. It was like ye olde Virginia something, but it was a small shop in a mall, and the majority of the shop, like when you first walk in, right in the center of the shop, there was 3 or 4 big chairs and all these guys sitting there, and the pipes were on the wall on the other side of the shop, and I couldn't even get to them because the big chairs, these guys are sitting there watching a game and talking and bullshitting and whatever, and they had been there for several hours, and you know, I felt like an outsider intruding, you know, because I want to come into that shop and I want to look at the pipes. It's a hassle. I didn't even bother. I turned around and walked out. So, you know, that happened too at another store in Columbus when we went to the Irish Festival in this last summer, and it was a small shop that I stopped in Columbus just to pick up a couple tins of tobacco, and I felt like I was, you know, it was a small shop, and they were all sitting there in their chairs watching the game, and I was obstructing their view of the game, having to walk up to the counter and as a customer have to pay for these tins that I got, you know, off the shelf. And so as far as a lounge goes, I think that's a great place to, you know, it's a great thing to have in a shop. But it's something like at Strauss, when you walk in, there's the pipes, the humidors over on the one side, the pipe tobaccos on the other side, their bulk tobaccos over here. They have a whole counter where they weigh out their bulk tobacco, all that stuff. And then at the end is the counter with the register and stuff. And then back behind all of that is where the lounge is, and it's in a separate room. It's glassed off with a great big window so that you can see in the lounge from the shop, and you can see the shop from in the lounge. But you have to walk through the shop and go in the back and go into a door into a separate room for the smoking lounge. And so you don't feel like you're an intruder when you walk in there, and you have to, you know, if you're just browsing around or doing some shopping, or even just a quick, I'm just going to pop in, buy a tin of tobacco, pay for it, and leave. You know, you're not having to walk through a crowd of people and feel like, you know, feel like you're intruding on somebody's personal space. So those are my few suggestions in the experiences that I've had with a few different smoke shops across the country. I hope that that's some helpful info to you guys. If you take any or all of it, you know, take it for what it's worth. I hope it maybe is a little helpful to you. But I appreciate you having the contest, Frank. Like I said, I don't know if by the time this uploads, you know, it's going to take forever. I don't know if I'm going to make your midnight cutoff. So if not, that's okay. I just figured I'd make my video anyway because it was a good question, and I thought that I could throw my 2 cents in for you. So there you go. That's my recommendations and my suggestions and what I like in a smoke shop. Frank, congratulations on your 500 subs. That's really cool. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a good one. And oh wait, well, hold on. Let me get my pipe that has some sense going out. All right, smoke 'em up.